I'm going to talk to you about the top 3 things that entrepreneurs in the digital space need to do to be successful. Let's kick it away. All right, number 1, there are a lot of people who see what's going on in the world these days. How others are getting out, they're creating their own business, they're bringing on clientele, they're doing something that looks very attractive, and others want to jump on that and be a part of that mix and have that kind of abundance in their life as well. But what you have to realize is probably 97% of all the entrepreneurs and small business owners that start a business will not be still running that same business in 3 years. Most of them will fail. And the reason is because a lot of the time we have a dream or a vision or this desire, this want, we want to manifest in our life. But just because you want it doesn't mean that you're going to get it. You need to actually be in alignment with what your heart and what your mind desire. And so if you're saying, I want to be a coach, I want to be a mentor in fitness or dating or business, and you're not actively becoming that person on a daily basis with your rituals, with your routines, with your habits, if your identity is not shifting into the person that you're trying to become, eventually, who cares if everyone else thinks that you're a fraud? You're gonna think that you're a fraud. You're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and realize that this whole dream, this pipeline that you wanted to create, it was all an illusion. And you're gonna go back to being, a former self and staying in a version of scarcity, following the society that you didn't want all along. And that's because you didn't change your identity. So if you really want to be a successful entrepreneur, you've got to realize an identity shift is going to happen. It's going to take place. It's necessary. It's a beautiful thing. And when you change and when you evolve, not everyone is going to change and evolve with you. So you're going to have to let some people go along the way. Number 2. So the second reason why entrepreneurs fail and how you can be successful is you need to get into an environment, into a community, into a tribe that is conducive for growth. If you haven't already put the plan of action to leave your home or the town that you grew up in or the relationship that's holding you back so that you can start to experience other people who are vibrating on your same wavelength or going in the same direction, then eventually, energetically, you're going to be held back. You're not going to start emanating growth and scalability and abundance. And I would say that from my experience, I've had to not only let go of past friends or family at certain points and step into certain communities that have been conducive to my growth, but then let those communities go as well and move on to a new one. Move on to something that is pushing you, that is challenging you. If you are at the bottom of the totem pole in your community when it comes to wealth creation and everyone around you is creating these prosperous businesses, well, don't you think that's going to inspire you and push you to also find a way to make some money, which is abundant? Absolutely. And so I'm constantly, as an entrepreneur, finding communities that are conducive to my growth. What's beautiful about that is also you meet a lot of people who you can learn from, but people that can also learn from you and people that can also benefit from what you do. So entrepreneurs that are super successful join high value communities. I think you should too. Number 3. So when I started out as an online entrepreneur, one thing that I thought I could get away with was not really knowing my numbers and just onboard a client here, pay a bill there, hire a coach here, pay for a service there. And I never really knew exactly where I stood on the financial spreadsheet as to how much was coming in and how much was going out and where it was going. And if you want to be an entrepreneur that scales your business, not just survives on $5,000 a month, but actually starts to really hit 6 and 7 figures, you've got to know your numbers. You've got to be able to track the data that's coming in, because although there is so much energetics that go into attracting the right clientele and stepping into your true self and alignment with your purpose and prosperity, they're also a system and there is a structure that entrepreneurs follow in order to be successful consistently. And so as you start to scale, you need to hire a bookkeeper. You've got to have a reliable accountant. You've got to have people that you can ask about financial decisions that are going to create more peace of mind and allow you to continue to invest in your business. I would say, you should always be investing at least 20% of the income generated from your business right back into it so that you keep growing. And in order to know how much that percentage is, you've got to know your numbers. So those are 3 ways that I think that you need to focus on if you want to scale to 6 and 7 figures. I'm out here in the Redwoods. It's Dave Gold. If you guys have more questions about conscious business and branding, drop them below, smash the subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.